Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about video games, comic books, and anything else geeky. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And this is week 3 of RetroSeptembo. We're going to be talking about some Sega Genesis games this week, just like we have all month of Septembo.
Sega goodness.
That's right, Sega goodness is
Sega
the theme
September
of this week. But before we get into that,
Geeky Weeks.
let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. Going to kick it off with Amber. Tell us what you did this week.
Okay. The worlds have collided again. And there was a Magic the Gathering Spider-Man themed set released. Which was cool. And I played at it. And I opened some okay cards. I did okay. I got 3rd place in the tournament. I mean, it was pretty small, actually. I'm surprised that Final Fantasy had such a larger show up than Spider-Man did. But apparently, Spider-Man wasn't supposed to be a full set. It was supposed to just be like a mini set. And then I guess they kind of just like sped through it and made it, last minute kind of a really, like a full-size set. So I think that's why some people are disappointed and didn't show up that much. But hey, I had fun. And I was actually surprised, like, maybe it was just the cards that people were pulling or what, but like, you'd think Spider-Man, oh, I'm gonna play Spider-Man, right? No, I think everyone except for like 2 people at the store played villains, including me. I like opened up all these cards and I was playing Carnage and like Green Goblin and stuff. So it just was what my deck built, but like that was a very popular archetype at the tournament. So
was there any other heroes besides Spider-Man? Because there's lots of villains.
Well, there's like all the Spider-Mans.
All the Spider-Mans.
Yeah. Like Miles Morales and
okay. 2099 or whatever.
And yeah.
Okay. Spider-Punk?
Yep.
Nice.
Spider-Ham. All of them. Even some like I think there was like a Black Cat, and they even had like Mary Jane and stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, and I also watched some movies and TV shows. I watched the movie Drop finally. That was pretty good. It's been on my list for a while, and finally it was on streaming. So Mom and I watched that today, and she's always trying to get me to watch movies, and then I'm like, no, let's just watch this movie instead.
Wow.
But it was pretty good. I also watched a couple of like YouTube web series. One of them I'm surprised I never watched before, and that's The Amazing Digital Circus, which is one of those that I feel like if you're a fan of like the games Poppy Playtime and then like Has-Been Hotel, you might like Amazing Digital Circus, because it's like one of those kind of cult classics, even though it's like modern. Like all the weird people like it, I guess. And that's made on the Glitch YouTube channel, and I think it's on Netflix also. But the reason why I watched it was because on my YouTube homepage, the show Knights of Guinevere, the first episode of that, also made by Glitch, was released, and that's like a fully like animated. Both of them are like animated, but like this one is like a 2D animated. It kind of gave me like She-Ra vibes with the art style a little bit.
That's cool.
So, I watched that. Didn't like it as much as The Amazing Digital Circus, but that was just their first episode. So, go check those out if you like funny, silly things.
Nothing wrong with funny and silly.
Yep. That's it for me, I think.
All right. Danny, how about you?
Well, Spider-Man reminded me of something that I bought. I got a Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse blind minifigure thing from Target.
Nice.
So I opened it and I got the Cyborg Spider-Woman.
Who?
But I really wanted the Spider-Man India because it has a cat with it.
He's also in Magic the Gathering.
Nice.
Yep.
And then I watched 2 movies. I watched this Superman because it came out on streaming services. So I watched a new Superman movie. And then I watched Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh, was that your
nice.
first time watching that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Dang it! I was gonna have it for family spookery, but
Oh, well, I fell asleep at the end, so
so you missed all the weird parts.
so I'll watch it again.
You watched the good movie.
Yep, but
Had you
I think-
seen Superman in the theaters?
no, I didn't. I didn't watch it when you
Okay.
guys saw it.
So what do you think about it?
I thought it was pretty cute.
Did you
Someone
just
was
see it
too
because
busy
there was a
buying
dog?
cat.
What?
I said dog. She said cat.
There's
I
no
said,
cat in it.
did you just see it because there was a dog?
No. But the
And
dog
then-
was cute.
And then I said somebody was too busy buying a cat.
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
When was I buying it? Oh, when the movie came out. Yeah. I was like, I didn't buy a cat this weekend.
Not yet.
Nope. But that's about it for me.
Okay. I started watching some TV shows. We started watching Task, which is a miniseries. I think it was on HBO. And it's got Ruffalo. What's his name?
Mark
Mark.
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. That's it.
The Hulk.
I keep wanting to put a G in front of his last name. Yeah, he's like a
Gargalo?
FBI agent that is not currently doing FBI agent stuff because something has happened in his family. So he's kind of doing like recruiting or something, but he gets called into a task force to catch some drug dealer type things. It's pretty interesting. And then last night after the football games, Sunday Night Football, it had a little thing that said premiere of 99 to Beat starts in 28 minutes. So I was like, oh, I think I saw an ad for that. So we watched 99 to Beat, which is a reality game show type thing where there's 100 people and they all have little challenges to do and they get eliminated one by one. And it's hosted by Ken Jeong and Aaron Andrews.
Squid Game?
Yeah, right? Aaron Andrews!
You can tell
Not
it's-
on my television screen. You won't catch me.
You can tell it's heavily influenced by Squid Game.
Wait, who's the host of it? Is it the guy from Squid Game?
No, Ken Jeong. Ken Jeong.
Oh, okay.
But it's fun. It's some of the challenges are kind of neat. But
Like minute to win it type stuff?
yeah, some of it. Like for one of them, there's a whistle that's in a block of ice, and you have to just using your body melt the block of ice to get the whistle out and blow the whistle.
Ooh, what was the fastest way? Hugging it?
I can
Rubbing
tell
it?
you what the fastest way was not, and there was a girl who was just trying to rub it with her shirt.
Okay.
That did not work. There was another guy that was rubbing it all over his forehead, and he ended up with frostbite all over his face.
Oh no.
That's not recommended.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like fun stuff like that to watch.
Yeah, fun.
And then
Do you get to see them get shot in real time?
yeah, that's the best part.
Or when they murder each other in their sleep.
Yeah.
The first, I think the closest thing to that was the very first thing. They're all standing in a circle, and they drop a bunch of balloons. They drop 1,000 balloons, but only 99 of them have Hawaiian leis in them.
What?
So,
You have to pop the balloons and get the chips.
no, Lays, like the flour Lays.
I'm so tired.
The Lay's potato chips.
What is a Hawaiian chip?
Pineapple flavored potato chips.
That kind of sounds good.
No, they had to find the flour Lays, put it around their neck, and then they were safe. So obviously, whoever didn't get the 100th one was going to be out. So that was probably the closest to like a free for all, where everybody's just running over each other to get these balloons.
No AI, baby.
No,
I mean, not AI, CGI.
no. But yeah, fun little show. And then I saw a documentary today. Your mom threw it up on the screen, so I watched it with her. And it was a documentary on the Lilith Fair. Easy for you to say. Have you ever heard of the Lilith Fair?
No.
No.
So in the 90s, it was a music festival started by Sarah McLachlan, famous singer of the time.
Yeah, the SPCA lady.
Yeah, that's her. that's what she's famous for. That and this music festival. But it was featured all female musicians, singer-songwriters,
That's cool.
and very, very popular in the mid to late 90s. And they traveled all over the country, and it was like Woodstock but for females. And it was a good documentary. Talked about how the music industry back then, like when she came out with a new album and talked to the radio people were like, well, that's great, but we just got a new album from, so-and-so too, and we can't play both of them. Like, they only had time on their programming for one female artist at a time. And she definitely changed that.
I don't know if that's changed much.
Well, she changed it for a
Because
little
everything
bit.
is just Taylor Swift.
Well, she's a singer-songwriter. They used her as an example of how it's kind of coming back. They used that and Billie Eilish, and they showed a couple other, modern singer-songwriters.
Chaperone.
But it was a good documentary. But I think that's about it for me. So let's go ahead and get into this week's episode. So we are in week 3 of RetroSeptembo this year. If you have missed our other episodes this year, we are going with Sega Genesis as the console of choice. And we are talking about what I loosely titled Sega Goodness for this week. So we picked 3 games to play. And we're going to talk about them. And just like last week, we'll talk about them a little bit. And then at the end, I'll ask you to kind of rank your games to see which ones you liked more than others. So let's go ahead and start off with Boogerman. So the full title, Boogerman, a pick and flick adventure.
Nice.
Game from 1994, created by Interplay, which is a big company, both then and now. Made lots of games. And this is a side-scrolling platformer type game, but had a lot of verticality to it.
Yeah.
So there was verticalness, and there was almost kind of a free roam, like areas that you don't need to go to, but you can go to. And they likened it a lot to, they said, some of the media had said that this is Sega's answer to the Aladdin game that was popular.
Oh.
And we played that last week. I don't know if I saw a lot of ties to it, but they talking about the fact that it was vertical and horizontal. So that's how they likened it to it.
Nothing beats Aladdin like Boogerman.
Boogerman, yeah.
Right?
Let's talk about Boogerman. Who wants to talk about their experience playing this game?
I'll talk about Boogerman.
That's not something you hear every day. That's our sound clip for the week.
I thought it was cool that you had 2 modes of damage, I guess. At least I can only assume that the burp does damage, because I never really use it next to people. I just kind of burped.
Right.
But you also throw boogers at little monsters while you're walking through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's better than throwing boogers at little monsters while you're walking through the forest? I can't think of anything. And you also get to flush yourself into the toilet. Good old-fashioned Mario style.
Yeah, so instead of pipes, there's an actual toilet. And that's how you get down into the little...
Underground levels.
Mini levels,
sewers.
underground levels, yeah. So you could also jump on them, although I never found myself jumping on people unless I was already above them.
Yeah. I figured that out too.
Or the little frog things. Those were kind of annoying, so I just jumped on them instead of trying to hit them with
Yeah, I would
boogers.
jump on the things that came out of the sewers. Or the pink things.
I thought they were little frogs that just hopped, and there's usually like 2 of them together.
Yeah. I would only see those coming out of the little manholes.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, besides the burp, did you know that button also did something else if you squatted?
Did it fart?
Yes.
What?
I never tried to squat.
I didn't either.
And I guess there is a limited amount of gas based on the power-up of cans of beans.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
is
there's
that what
also
that was?
a limited number of snot.
Yeah, you have a
You have
snot
to pick up
meter.
the snot balls.
Now, that's the first thing that I want to mention is the UI and or how it describes to you what's happening was a little confusing at first. Now the picture of the nose with the booger coming out of it and it getting longer and shorter, that's quite easy to pick up. The green cloud of gas, whether you were burping or farting, that was kind of easy to pick up.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know how to know what my health was
Same. That was going to be my complaint.
until I actually read about it and researched for this this episode.
Is it the color of your cape?
It's the color of your cape, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
So once
I only noticed that until I was on red. And I was like, oh, this was yellow earlier.
yeah, and
I just played till I died.
I think red is good, yellow is bad.
What?
Yeah, and I thought it was the opposite of that. I thought one time I picked up a cape and it started glowing yellow, and I thought I was invincible at that point.
Same. So did I.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know what those cape things did.
I picked up a cape and then it played like a little jingle.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm like Mario. I'm going to run into these guys. And then I died.
Right, but apparently if the cape is red, you're good. If the cape is yellow, you have 1 hit left.
Oh.
And I didn't pick that up, except for I was fighting one boss, and my cape was yellow the whole time, and I was getting one-shotted by him. So that does kind of track what I read as far as yellow being that's your warning, which color-wise does kind of make sense, but
it is like the same exact color as his shirt, kind of.
yeah. I kept thinking, and there's another icon on the screen. I don't remember what it was. That I kept thinking that was the icon that was your health, but it wasn't. So yeah,
Well, there was like the number of
pickups.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
in
then
the
the
upper left hand
plunger.
corner. It
The
was right next
plungers.
to. It was right next to your nose, your booger meter.
For a little bit, I thought the plungers were your health. And just like if you picked up more plungers, you would have more health. But then that was wrong.
I just thought it didn't show you and you just had to play it till you died.
So I can't confirm this, but I'm guessing the number of plungers, there's a minimum amount to get to a bonus level at the end of the game.
Oh.
So in Sonic, when you have all the rings, if you have more than 50 rings, I think it is, at the end, if you beat the boss at the end and have more than 50 rings, it puts you into a bonus level before you go to the next zone. So in this one, if you notice, when you got to the end of the
it
level,
would build the ladder.
it would
out
build
of
the ladder, but did you ever make it to the second level?
No.
Yeah, neither did I.
There was like a little icon of like Boogerman's head. So I thought it would give you a bonus life if you made it. Kind of
Well,
like
that
Mario
could
if you
be.
get to the top
But
of
there was
the...
another platform up there, so I wonder if maybe
if you got
it
enough
gets you
enough.
to that platform, and then there's a extra life up there.
Yeah.
But there's plungers, and then there was the little red things, whatever that was. and
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know
guessing
what those were.
That's
but
what
they got you
connects the
points.
plungers together.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I picked up that
Oh.
I didn't know what was happening.
Right.
But I still boogered my way through.
Nice.
So how
And
far
then
did
you could
guys...
upgrade your booger ammo if you like ate a carrot or something. Or you picked up some extra beans or something. I was shooting fast things.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I didn't know what that was. And what's weird is, so I'm at a boss level, right? And I've saved in the boss level, so I can save scum the boss. And most of the time, my first hit to him was I'm guessing Hakalugi, like type booger, the one that went straight, not the arced one. And then after that, all I would have is the arced ones, which means I ran out of something. Mm-hmm. But on some of the save scums that I'm going back to the exact same spot, I'd have like 4 or 5 of those loogies.
Oh.
And it didn't make any sense at all.
Interesting.
But how far did you guys get?
I think I played through the first 3 levels.
I think I died on level 3.
So was it like the 3 swamp levels and then you fought a boss, I think? And then you got to the
No.
next zone?
I didn't fight a boss.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't make it through all the way to the 3rd.
Yeah, there's a boss, and once you learned how to fight him, and it's quite funny because I didn't have earphones on when I was fighting, and your mother's sitting on the couch next to me, and she's like, "What is going on over there?" And I forget what the boss was, but the boss had a chicken, and he would throw the chicken, and he would say, "Go get him, cluckers," or something like that.
Oh.
So all you hear is this, and
Wow.
your mom's like, "What is happening over there? Why do I hear a chicken?"
Fun.
But yep, I defeated again a boss that did not have a health meter, so UI again was not perfect. But it's just a good, fun platforming game that I think might have like 6 zones to it or something.
I think it was very playable. Like, I did not think it was very hard.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I agree.
You can get right into it. You can make it pretty far.
Easier than Aladdin, that's for sure.
Easier than Aladdin. There was a password system on this one. Is that correct?
I don't know. Like in that Apple game? The Apple Lady game?
Yeah. Is this the one that had the 4 icons for the password?
I didn't see a password.
Okay. Did
But
you play?
I don't think I died ever.
Oh, okay.
I was
So I
safe
think at the
scumming.
beginning of the level you could either start or you could hit password. And those are the 2 toilets you can jump into. And if you hit a password, instead of it being a long string of text, it was like 4 icons that you had to change, and they were different, like characters from the game or enemies from the game or something.
Oh.
So yeah, pretty. I think it had good reception for the popular game. And this is, I put this in the category of the Sega type games because it's just a good anti-hero to your Marios. Mm-hmm. You've got to do this flicking boogers. That's definitely Sega Genesis. That's definitely on the grotesque side, targeting teenage boys.
Little boy humor.
Yep.
Yeah, I think fans of Captain Underpants would like this one.
If this didn't influence Captain Underpants, I'd be very surprised. But yeah, fun game.
I agree.
Anything else on the topic of Boogerman before we go on to our next game?
No?
All right, so we're going to go from one man to another man. We're going to Vectorman. So
Oh,
Vectorman from Blue Sky Software. Released in late 1995. Blue Sky, back in the mid-90s, Sega won the rights to make the Jurassic Park games. So they made a couple Jurassic Park games in the mid '90s, and Blue Sky is the company that made them. In the process of making them, this team was making tech demos, and that's something that was quite common back then. Anytime you had some kind of hardware that was fantastic, you would make a tech demo to show exactly what this hardware could do. And the team at Blue Sky just started by making a vector sphere. And if you think about it, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but think about every other thing that you've done back then was all like raster sprites, all pixelated
Like
sprites.
flat.
So if you had a sphere, it was not round. It was just as round as a bunch of squares can get.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Like
so
Minecraft.
actually using a vector to create this, the tech demo was a hit, and they're like, let's go ahead and make something with these spheres. So they made this Vectorman dude, which instead of being one sprite was 23 sprites.
Yeah, he looked cool.
Wow.
And the overall story, I think you joked about it when you saw it, Amber, that it's a world full of trash or something, and these robots had to clean up
Yeah.
the trash. You're like, Wall-E?
Oh.
Yeah, I think this predates Wall-E, but there is, I guess, some of the robots. One of the robots got kind of supercharged with nuclear warheads, and his name was Warhead. But originally, when they were developing the game, his name was Raster, and the big fight was going to be Vectorman versus Raster to kind of,
Haha.
keep the whole theme of, vector graphics are better than raster graphics. But yeah, it's definitely this one I selected because it's the most Sega looking platformer game you can imagine. Lots of moving backgrounds of, checkerboards and flashing lights, and very much similar to some of the aesthetic of I guess Sonic, but maybe not quite as polished. But the sprite itself was, I think, the biggest hit for this game. So talk about your experience with Vectorman.
This is probably the one I played the least because I got frustrated. Because I couldn't get my save states to work, so I didn't get very far.
How about you, Amber?
Well, you saw me play a little bit of it when you were first setting up my games. And I'll tell you, I did not make it farther than I got then.
Okay.
Well, maybe I got even less far, because I remember one of the first times I played it, I just tried to jump past everything, and that was probably the farthest I got before dying.
Now, did either of you go into, remember we've talked about for this whole system, going into the settings menu and seeing what's in the settings menu, because sometimes there's neat things in there that any
Well,
of you
there
go
was
into.
normal and hard difficulty.
Okay.
I remember that, because I was like, I'm going to change this one. Nope, I can't.
I forget what it was called, but there was something in the settings that brought up all the pickups, all the power-ups, and explained what they did.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you had the TVs. Did you figure out that if you shot the TVs, you got a power-up?
No,
Nope.
I couldn't even figure out how to shoot the enemies.
Okay.
Same. Everything blended together.
I remember you, told me that you could shoot up the hill, and then I forgot how to shoot up the hill.
Oh, yeah, you got to crouch. Yeah, there's TV monitors all over the place, and if you shoot them a bunch of times, they blow up and there's a power up in it. And sometimes it's the little green ball, which gives you more health. Sometimes it's a actual power up. Sometimes it changed your gun. Sometimes it changed your body.
Whoa.
And it would turn you into a driller, so you could drill through,
The trash.
the floor to get down to something else. To get to a part of the level that you couldn't get before. So it's kind of Metroidvania-ish in that sense, where if you get the right power up at the right time, then you can get to an area that you couldn't get to before. And they had a pretty good variety of these power-ups that could change you into different things. One of them, I think, just straight up made you invincible. So you could, I think it turned you like into an arrow pointing right. So you could just like fly through the level as quick as you could.
Oh, that would have been nice.
And, but the only problem is in the little tutorial or part of the menu that had them, you know, it's plain as day. But once you're playing the game, and you blow up the TV monitor, your little power-up is sitting there in the guts of the burned-up TV monitor. And you can't really tell what it is until you pick it up, and then you don't really know what you picked up if you didn't see it. So, in this sense, the graphics of the power-ups, I think, could be improved to where it would be more noticeable of what you're actually picking up. I mean, the green balls, that was easy, but the power-ups...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that could be said for the
distinguish.
entire game. Because the background was so light, but the foreground was like, like glass or plastic or, you know, whatever you're walking on.
Right.
So there wasn't a whole lot of contrast with where you're going.
Yeah. I think they tried to do too much with the graphics.
Made it a little hard.
Yeah. But I think I made it pretty far. I made it through a couple levels on it. And they were fun. I think I made it through a boss or two. I forget. It was like yesterday or something. I forget already. But I had a good time with it. And I like the movement of Vectorman.
Oh, he was cool looking.
And I like the
Yeah.
fact that when you launched the game and you're waiting to, you know, select, you know, start the game or whatever, you could run around the Sega logo and run and jump and shoot and control Vectorman right away before you even get to the menu.
I like his, I'm gonna fall animation.
Oh, yeah. So I think most games on the Sega Genesis had that when you get up to the edge of something. There's a couple tropes for Sega because that wasn't something that you could do back in the 8-bit Mario, you know, days. But there was, you know, an animation of someone walking up to the edge and almost falling down. That was on a lot of games. There was one that if you just didn't do anything for a while and just stood in one
Little
place.
idle animation.
Yep. Then
Like,
eventually, you know,
ooh.
Sonic would start tapping his foot or something like that, you know. Like, come on, or looking at his watch or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. So there was that. And then there's, I think on this game, if you pushed up against a wall and just held it there, then he actually, like, poses like he's, you know, elbow up on the wall. Like,
That's
That's
cute.
fun.
yeah. So some of those things you don't notice until you stumble upon them. And that's kind of the nifty stuff that you could get in these Sega Genesis games that really didn't happen before that. But overall, I liked it. I could see how if you didn't know how to control it, it might be a little less fun to shoot, but or to play.
Not enough burps.
Yeah.
Not enough boogers.
Too much Wally, not enough burp.
All right. So we ready to talk about the last game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the last game on this is called Comix Zone from Sega Technical Institute. And this was launched in 1995, July of 1995, so a late summer release. And Sega Technical Institute was a kind of a multicultural development team that they wanted to bring some Japanese game makers to work alongside, Western North American game developers and kind of learn from each other. And in this particular group of people, they were kind of like almost like an R&D type place where they let them just kind of play around, come up with ideas, be as creative as they wanted to. They had no commercial stress on them as far as like there's not a boss saying we need to get this game out right away. It's just, hey, let's see what you come up with. And if you come up with something cool, then we'll greenlight it and we'll make it into a game.
Nice. That
So-
sounds fun.
So that's what this group is, the Sega Technical Institute. And they did have a logo, if you noticed.
STI?
Yep. They had their own little logo showing up there when the game launched. Now, the game also launched in black and white, which I thought was cool.
Oh.
And then, so this group had some people that went on to make some pretty famous games. One of them was the guy who created Sonic. So,
Wow.
I guess give
He
some
made
people.
this and then he made Sonic?
I don't know the order that they made him in, but one of the people that was in this group
Oh, okay.
was the Japanese game creator that designed and created Sonic the Hedgehog. So really neat. As it turns out, these Sega employees, a lot of them were comic book readers. And the guy who was in charge of this game, he wasn't per se, but he would follow them like on their lunch break or whatever. He'd follow them to the local comic book store and they'd go pick up their favorite issues and stuff. And he said, well, there's a lot of parallels to comics and video games. We can probably put them together.
Whoa.
So they started working on a tech demo and came up with the concept that you could have your character go from panel to panel. And they designed this guy named Joe Pencil. And Joe Pencil was a very skinny, scrawny, blonde-haired guy. And I guess someone in the marketing team said, no, we can't have that. Like, this is the 90s. Everybody's big and strong. So we need to beef up Joe Pencil a little bit. So they beefed him up, gave him some steroids. And even though he's just a simple artist, he's still jacked. And they created Sketch Turner instead of Joe Pencil. So Sketch Turner is the main character. They wanted to have a sidekick because everybody had sidekicks back then. This is right in the middle of the whole Batman and Robin craze of the movies. You know, Batman and Robin been in comics for a long time, but in the movies, Batman was getting his sidekick. So, who was Sketch Turner's sidekick?
I have no idea. Was it the rat?
It was, in fact, Roadkill the Rat.
Wait, really?
The thing I picked up.
So, in I guess timeline-wise, Sonic was first because by this time they had Sonic and Tails, which Tails just kind of, if you were playing one player, Tails just kind of followed you around. And they're like, well, we want a sidekick, but we don't want just something that's following you around the whole time, not adding anything. So they decided to go with this rat, and they decided with that because it was smaller and it took up less screen space, so it didn't distract you from the main character and the fights that are going on. So this.
Did you guys not like my joke that I sent the group chat? For context, and for possibly you guys, I was like, you didn't tell us you were the main character of Comix Zone.
Oh, I saw that.
Like the first screen, it looks just like you. Like not when you're playing as him, but like that first like title screen, it looked like you when you were like living in Florida.
Oh, the blonde ponytail and sunglasses.
That's your Halloween costume.
Yeah, you could be Sketch Turner. What's his name?
And then get a rat.
Penny can be the rat. Oh, Penny can be Roadkill. Don't tell Mom.
So you asked me last week if all we were going to be playing was platformers. Yeah. And luckily, in this case, this is a more classified a beat 'em up, not a platformer. So we got a beat 'em up, and Sketch Turner is a comic book artist writing a comic that happens to be called Comix Zone. And his comics get struck by lightning during a storm, which release this bad guy, and I forget what his name was. And they drag Sketch into the comic that he was creating. Except now the bad guy is now the one that's drawing. And
Mortis.
That's it. And the bad guy is drawing enemies for you to fight, which I thought was a real neat a real neat kind of design choice where you would see the hand come on and draw the enemy, and then after you beat the enemy up, he would fade to black and white pencil sketch in.
It was giving anime villain a little bit because he was like, you couldn't really see his face. He was just like just the guy behind the table. It's all angry and like, ah.
Right. And I like how there's constantly speech bubbles, you know, happening, whether it's, you know, a small little cutscene or it's just happening in the middle of battle. I thought that was really cool. But straight up beat 'em up. You got a jump button and an attack button, and then you've got
Block.
an option button.
Huh.
Yeah, option button, which if you go into the settings, you can set that as block, or you could set it as some kind of kung fu kick, and it's not kung fu, it's some other form of kung fu, like tai chi or, you know, something. Or you could do a shoulder block, shoulder nudge thing, where you're like ramming somebody with your shoulder.
So by default, is it just block?
Default is block, yes.
Okay.
I had to block the first couple times I played, but then once I found that in the menu, I picked the kick, the Tai Chi kick or whatever it was, and that was a good choice. It was a good attack. But you've got your combination of crouching and punching and crouching and kicking and punching, and depending on what the enemy is doing, they're blocking. So you got to kind of find the rhythm to get through their blocks. And I think the fighting the enemies was pretty satisfying. There's a little bit of puzzle aspect to some of the panels that you get into. And then the other thing that you might not have noticed, if you didn't go into the settings menu to see the controls, that you could change your controls of your C button, you probably didn't notice that there's an XYZ button to this game.
Nope.
XYZ.
Yeah, so this game, remember I showed you the 6-button controller, which is ABC and XYZ?
Yeah.
Needs one of those. So the 3 power-ups that you pick up that show up on your UI.
So we wouldn't have been able to use them if we had got them?
If you tried your, was it Y button on your controller, it would have picked the far right power-up from your 3 stacked power-ups. And I think the left and right triggers would have been your other 2. So I think you can still do it. You just probably didn't know you could do it.
Right. Didn't even know I had a power-up. Probably didn't have a power-up.
Well, in the very first panel when you're talking to the girl, there's 3 power-ups there. And if you talk to her long enough, she says, you should probably take those.
Oh, I didn't. I just ran.
See? That's what happens when you don't read the story.
I also ended up taking damage from the barrel of fire, I think.
Oh, me too!
I think I pushed it in the wrong direction first. Yeah, and then I started kicking it, and then it, like, blew up on me, and then I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to do this.
I did that too.
Yeah, there's a box of explosives that you need to use to get to a switch that's too high on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you kick that one, it'll explode on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and there was a gate that I came up to that the only way I could figure out to get through it was to punch or kick it. But I was taking damage every time I punched or kicked it, so I think I had to have, there was a power-up of like a stick of dynamite or something like that I didn't have at this time, but that probably would have been part of it. So, yeah, neat little puzzle features in the game instead of just a straight-up beat-em-up. And then there was a little bit of, choose-your-own adventure type thing going on where when you finished a panel, it might give you 2 options of which panel to go to next. Mm-hmm. I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I thought the whole concept was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's unique.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, and this game has a very cult following. A lot of people want to see a remake of it or a sequel to it at some point. I watched a little bit of a story behind it type thing in research for this episode. And there was a lot of things going on in that game that I didn't even pick up on, like the ability to rip part of the page away.
What?
Like he could rip part of a page away, make a paper airplane, and throw the paper airplane at an enemy. And then the rat, if you had the rat following you around, the rat would kind of find things and kind of tug on it. And then rip some paper away that would reveal another power-up that you didn't see beforehand. So this one I think I'm going to have to go back in and play a little bit more of. Unfortunately, this one is notoriously hard. And there's no continue, no password. Wherever you end up, that's where you end, and you got to start all over again.
Yeah, I think I only got a few panels through.
I will agree this one was hard. I'm also just not very good at fighting games. So, I got outmatched by the AI.
Did either of you make it past page 1?
No.
So I think there's 2 pages per level. I think that's neat how they called them that. You know, you get done with page 1 and then it goes to page 2.
I think I died to the second big guy that you fight. Because you fight... No. I actually beat the 2 guys that get ya. Right? When you're in the sewer. No, I don't know. I forget when I lost. I either died to the second big guy or to the 2 little guys.
Now, did you pick up any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes from it?
A little.
Not really.
The sewer stuff.
A lot of it was set in the sewer. Your friend is a rat, like Splinter. Kind of looked like Splinter a little bit, too. Or looked like the rat version of Splinter.
Now that you mention it, that the villains kind of looked like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villains.
And was the first level Mutant Zone, or was that Boogerman? I think it was Comix Zone. The first level was called Mutant Zone or something like that. But yeah, neat game, nifty design aesthetic to it. All the panels looked great. They were a little busy, but they were busy in the sense of a kind of a comic book backdrop.
Yeah, it was visually probably my favorite game visually.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anything else on Comix Zone?
No.
Maybe I'll give that one another go.
Yeah.
Now that you know that there's power-ups in the first panel.
Yeah.
All right, so now to the fun part. We're all going to rank our games that we played. Give me a 1 through 3 on these. Who wants to go first?
Well, is 1 the best?
1's the best, yeah.
Me.
All right, go for it.
1, Comix Zone. 2, Boogerman. 3, Vectorman.
All right. How about you, Amber?
1, Boogerman. 2, Comix Zone. 3, Boogerman.
Nope. Vectorman.
Vectorman.
You just want to erase Vectorman from existence.
Put him in Boogerman game and he'll be good.
Or make Boogerman out of vector graphics.
Yeah.
I think for me, and I don't know, this is tough. I got farther in Boogerman, but I think I like beat 'em up versus platformer, so I think I'm going to go with Comix Zone number 1. I think I got to go Vectorman number 2, even though the UI on it, I wish I knew what power-ups I was getting, but it's just a very fluid, like a very smooth game. It runs at 60 frames per second, which I didn't mention before, but it's worth mentioning. And
Well, I get 300 on Marvel Rivals.
that's also 30 years newer.
Play Marvel Rivals on the Genesis.
Yeah.
I will.
They'll do a demake of it. But yeah, I think I'll represent Vectorman and put Boogerman at the end, but that's not Boogerman. Don't be upset because I enjoyed all 3 of these games.
Hey, it's okay. He's my favorite. So he's loved.
in a library of close to 4,000 games, we could only pick 3 to play this week. So, Boogerman, you were well represented. Which leads us to one final week of RetroSeptembo.
Whoa.
Woo!
And we are going to be playing or talking about a RPG. So our only RPG of this year. Has anybody started playing the RPG yet?
No.
We all fail at this.
We
said we'd have the whole month to play it.
I didn't even remember
I don't know
that.
what it's called.
It's like Time Spike 4.
Time Spike 4.
Whoa.
That's what we're playing.
We're playing Time. It might not exist, but we're going to create it between now and next week. Time Spike 4. A Family Geekery production.
Hey, save it for the next game jam.
There we go. All right, so since some people don't remember what their homework is, I'll remind them after the end of this recording. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I had fun. Everybody have fun with their Sega goodness?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, what I want is I want Boogerman to have the background of Vectorman. Because the background on Boogerman was just black. Give me the clouds on that. I need some goodness to look at while I'm throwing spit at snot and boogers at people.
There we go.
Done deal.
So at the end of next week, since we're only playing one game, I'm going to ask you all to rank the 4 weeks of which your favorite week theme was. Week theme. Which your favorite theme was. And rank them 1 through 4. Sound good?
Will do.
And pick your favorite game of the month.
Oh, nice. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Go ahead and check out the socials, check out the YouTube channel, see what's going on there. If you have played any of these games before and you want to share your stories with us, feel free. Podcast at familygeekery.com. We'd love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. We thank you as always for listening. And until next time,
Peace
Peace
out.
out.
And geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.